Hey, Charles here, Cider Family Farms, and welcome back to the farm. Today, here are some sunflowers that I have been neglecting. Forgot to transplant them. Every time I walk past them, I say I need to transplant them. Never happened. Finally did it this weekend. Here's the strawberries. Here's the first bed of strawberries. They're getting big. They pretty much stopped producing whenever they started producing runners, and this year I did let them produce runners so I can have some more. Here's 72 that I transplanted last night. Hopefully they make it. If not, there's more runners. Here's even more that I did. The majority of these have 2 plants per container, and if one dies, no big deal. Transplant it to one that has no plants in it. One thing that I did do, I got rid of all the soil in here. It was frustrating because the lettuce would grow and the broccoli would grow and the carrots would grow and start to shade out the strawberries. And you can see where the plants were that got shaded out. I don't think I lost any of them, but maybe I did and they're just runners. So I'm just going to fill this up with either pea gravel or regular gravel. Just depends on what I can come up with for really cheap. Blueberries, they're getting there. Here's the lemonade ones. I need to get a different fertilizer. What I have is obviously not working. Need to clean that one out, but there's that one, and that one's not doing all that great. But hopefully I can get a better fertilizer and fix it. And the squash, they got hit by bugs, but they were pretty big. They produced a lot, probably a couple of dozen. Gonna wind up taking them out so the bugs go away. Because here where the corn was, I'm gonna start planting some pumpkins. I'm doing it way too late, but I should have some right around, if not after Halloween. And here's what's left of the corn bed. Here's all the green beans. They were neglected because they got shaded by the corn, and I couldn't get back here without getting lost in the corn maze. Some green beans that I didn't see. But they're doing good now. Hopefully they produce a little bit before it freezes. Go back into the greenhouse. So far it has survived. Did notice a little bit of damage from the last storm. It's where the ratchet strap was. It pretty much picked the whole thing up and slammed it back down, but it survived. Here's some dill. Can't remember what the rest of it is. Rosemary. Not doing all that great, but they're alive. Here's the inside strawberries. They're doing well. Giving them some water now. Looks like they're about done. Pretty much when they started producing runners, they stopped producing flowers and strawberries. So next year I'm going to trim off any runners that pretty much come out of the bed. Any runners that stay in the bed, they'll be safe. But hopefully next year we can get these in. Here's some tomatoes she brought home from work. I know one of them's a cherry. I'm not sure what the other one is. And there we go. I'm going to be doing some pretty big projects. We're doing some pretty big projects this winter and fall, maybe spring, and hopefully I can actually have some of it done before I need to plant again. But I'm pretty much going to double the size of the garden, and hopefully might be able to be a regular at a farmer's market that's set up. I'm getting one, maybe two more of these greenhouses. I mean, pretty much for what I paid for them, as long as you do it right, and you have to make some modifications to it. The frame itself is not going to hold it down. You have to hold it down with the plastic material. You actually can pull it underneath there, and you could put gravel or something under there, and that's pretty much what has been holding it down. Even though I do have straps on 4 corners, this backside I didn't do a very good job of putting dirt down to hold the flap, and it actually wound up bending a post because he was able to lift it up. But I can support it. I'll figure it out. But I'll be getting 1, maybe 2 more, and I'll be doing the door. I'm probably going to do swing doors this time instead of a raise up door, because I hit my head on this way too many times. But it's just made out of 3/4 EMT, which is what this is made out of, and it does a pretty good job. I'm going to be able to close it. The zipper on this one is broke, so I'm going to have to fix this before winter as well. But there you go, there's the update so far, and until next time. Alright, doing an update on the watermelons. Probably have 8 to 10, maybe more watermelons in here. It's not a very big area. The grass is kind of growing up. I've kind of neglected this a little bit. But walking through there, there's a good amount of watermelons. They're getting pretty close, probably a couple of weeks. Would have already had some, but the puppy decided to come in here and dig every one of them up and kill the majority of them. I got some of them to come back, but I wound up having to replant the majority of them. Kind of expected some of them to die or not germinate, but the majority of them lived and germinated. So it's extremely overcrowded, and because I neglected it, they're not doing all that great. But they're here. I'll have at least a couple this year, and hopefully next year I'll be able to learn from my mistake and put a better latch on the gate to keep the dog out. Well, there you go. There's the watermelons.